Trolls Band Together begins by revealing that Branch, voiced by Justin Timberlake, used to be in the boy band Brzoni with his four brothers, before the other members abandoned Branch and went their separate ways. Years later, Branch's oldest brother, John Dory Eric Andre, comes to Branch for his help, as their brother, Brzoni member Floyd Troy Sivan, has been kidnapped by the pop band Velvet and Veneer Amy Schumer and Andrew Rannells, respectively, who are draining Floyd of his talent to use as their own. Branch, Poppy, Anna Kendrick, and John Dory set off to find the other Brzoni brothers and save Floyd before it's too late for the troll, much like 2020's Trolls World Tour. Trolls Band Together once again finds Branch and Poppy on a musical road trip, going to different lands and finding different characters that will aid in their journey. But while Trolls World Tour presented a lineup of varying musical genres to play around with, Trolls Band Together is mostly making obvious choices, a shame considering the soundtrack has always been one of the primary joys of a Trolls movie. For example, when Velvet and Veneer talk about wanting to become famous, the soundtrack immediately cues up Fame, a button pushed by Tiny Diamond Kenan Thompson, the sole supporting Trolls character, making the journey with Branch and Poppy that says hustle obviously leads to a do the hustle needle drop. When the group finds an island under a setting sun, you know that has to lead to a sing-along of Weezer's Island in the Sun. This is primarily because Trolls Band Together is mostly interested in boy bands, particularly boy bands from the 90s that will at least wake up the parents in the theater. Probably the most charming musical moment here comes in the form of a boy band medley that includes everything from Boys to Men to the Backstreet Boys. And considering these are being sung by Timberlake, this is pure catnip for pop-loving parents who grew up in the 90s. Even more curious is how Trolls Band Together makes Timberlake's character the one being left behind by his band, as opposed to the other way around as happened with NSYNC. And while Trolls Band Together occasionally has some self-awareness towards its pop sensibilities, it seemingly doesn't grasp the irony of this choice. While Trolls Band Together usually works when it focuses on its boy band referencing, it often leaves other ideas and characters to feel half-baked. The script by Elizabeth Tippett, who also wrote Trolls World Tour, gives an entire subplot to the newly married Gristle Jr. Christopher Mintz-Plasse and Bridget Zooey Deschanel, who seem to exist only to make sexual innuendos and to act like a deus ex machina to the larger goal of the Trolls. Trolls Band Together also introduces us to Viva Camila Cabello, Queen Poppy's equally hyper-long-lost sister, and while she's a nice addition to this world, she doesn't really have anything to do. Even stranger is how Trolls Band Together basically leaves this world's collection of secondary characters at home, considering how much of the first two movies was about the Trolls as a community, and building this odd cast of creatures. Trolls Band Together mostly ignores these characters in order to introduce an entirely new group, while this does at least save us from having another James Corden film in the world. So much of this film's eccentric humor was centered around those weirdos. Thompson's Tiny Diamond mostly exists to make up the slack, but it's an unusual choice to leave this group in the rear view, considering how important they were in the other films.